Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, world? Greetings and salutations. It's Fuzz Jax. I'd like to welcome y'all to Jaxxonville, y'all. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope life's treating you grand. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Welcome. I don't even know what episode this is. It's probably episode 2 or 3. My first episode was months ago, people. So it's been a minute. It's good to be back. Yay. There's been a lot going on. I think we're gonna keep this kind of short. I think today's episode we're gonna call this. It's gonna be a two-parter. We're gonna call this the elder statesman episode. How about that? How about that? Um, so let's talk about the Pusha T and Jim Jones lyrical beef. It's strictly lyrics, right? Good for hip hop, bad for hip hop. Do you even care? I know a lot of people are kind of like they don't really care. Me personally, I think hey, if you got two OGs that's been in the game for as long as they have, number one, you're not always going to agree, right? Because hip hop is kind of like a competitive sport. I mean, let's not BS around the subject, people. Hip hop has been, will always be a competitive space because every rapper thinks they're good, right? We all think that we're good. We all think that nobody can out rap us, which I think that's somewhat of an attitude you might want to have doing this. But there's a lot of guys that say they're really good and they're trash. Y'all know it. I know it. So let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a stack on that. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool, man. Because right now hip hop's trash, y'all. Let's keep it 100. Like the good thing about hip hop is that like right now in the state that it's in, anybody can put music out. But the bad thing about hip hop is that anybody could put music out. So I think with that being said, I think it's kind of cool that these guys are kind of having a 1-2-1-2. I think the beef started when Jim Jones was on a podcast, and we're doing the 50 years of hip hop, and so there's like 50 list of top MCs. There's all kind of lists and shit going around, right? And I think Jim said something to the effect. I'm not quoting. I don't really want to quote, but it was just because I know I'm going to get it wrong. It was kind of along the lines of Pusha is not a top 50 MC. And all the hustler talk that Pusha does is probably not real. That I don't know. I don't know these people personally. I know Pusha is definitely, in my opinion, is definitely a top tier MC by hands down. I mean, hands down. His catalog's crazy. And Jim's got a catalog as well. But the verses, man, like Pusha T's verses is definitely is definitely a heater. What's the one line he said? I will kill your heaven for the hell of it. Like that shit was crazy. And Jim Jones responded as well. I don't think I can play any of the songs or whatever. But you should definitely go check them out. I feel like it's always good when guys are being competitive that have been in the game for a long time. It shows a little longevity. I just, I hope it's just strictly bars. I'm pretty sure, but both of those guys got a lot to lose. Nobody's really trying to be in the streets over this rap shit like that. But I'm glad that it's back to bars. I think people need to definitely work on their pen game, on their penmanship, especially nowadays. And yeah, I think it's cool to have a strictly rap beef going bar for bar. Because nowadays, man, if it's beef in I don't even want to say hip hop. If it's beef in rap music, nowadays, people die. You know what I'm saying? I'm not laughing at that, but I'm just like thinking that damn, there's no low extreme. You know, there's no low thing. It's either on site, death, somebody's popping, something like that. So it's good to have these guys go back and forth. Who you got winning? If there's even a winner, if it even goes that far to have a winner. I mean, I think Push is. I mean, I'm a lyricist, so in my opinion, Push is always gonna prevail. But I just think that's kind of cool. Also, let's kind of switch lanes for a minute. If we can do that. I want to, before I get out of here, like I said, I'm gonna keep this like roughly 10 to 12 minutes long, right? I want to switch lanes and talk about the whole thing about there hadn't been a hip hop song or a hip hop, number one song like this year, charted, whatever. I don't think that we should be surprised. In the words of T-Pain.
Stop! Just fucking do something else! Just, god damn it! Do some different music!
Right. But yeah, man, no one's doing anything different. Everybody's doing the same thing. No one's trying anything, out of the ordinary. It's all the same shit. Even with the female rap. I just read somewhere that Coi Leraine's album dropped and it was only 10,000 units the first week. So in other words, they're saying it's a flop. But even with some of the female rappers, it's the same shit. And it's no disrespect to a lot of the female rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, party joints are cool, but, when you start thinking about the way it is now, like how many songs can we twerk to? How many, strip clubs can we rap about? How many times can we rap about getting the dude's bands or his money or, you know what I'm saying? Like, which is kind of scary because that shit really sells. Like, could you imagine if somebody put out a record about doing math really well or fixing her credit or anything positive? Like, that shit would never sell. And that's what's sad, that with all the problems that we got and all the shit going on in the world, we're not making any type of music to, I don't want to say fight against, but speak out against all the bullshit that's going on. Instead, artists aren't being artists anymore, yo. Like, it's kind of weird. It's like a lot of artists are turning into puppets. They're doing what the powers that be want them to, or the powers that be expect them to do. I don't want to get on a soapbox and nothing like that, but let's call a spade, right? Like, the last big charted joints from female MCs has been pretty much strip club shit, and like I said, it's no disrespect. Everybody got a formula to how they make music. Everybody got a formula to how they, put stuff out. Some things work, some things don't work, right? But when you get to a phase where we got 20 artists and they all doing the same shit, and then you can't even tell who's who anymore. Everybody sounds the same. It's a sad state of affairs, especially if you start thinking about what we came from. You think about, the De Las, the Tribes, the Brand Nubians, the X-Clans, the Public Enemies, the Big Daddy Kanes, the Rakims. There's no type of shit like that anymore. You have to really, for good hip hop, you really have to look for it. And it's kind of crazy because no one's looking for it anymore. Like, it's really sad to see and to hear. Positive shit doesn't sell. We only want to, we've been through a pandemic. We've been through shit with, the government. We've been through shit with the cops. Like, we've been through all these things. And it's kind of like the music that we're making that's coming out is like, that shit's still being made like none of that shit has happened. If you really think about with the pandemic and all that shit, dude, it was like a 2-year block, 2.5-year block of life just being fucked up and people not trusting everybody and people being mad and angry and this and that and all this shit and people losing jobs. And you would think like after that, artists, some of the artists would have made better music or, and some artists did make certain songs, around that time that were, groundbreaking and that were kind of going along with what was happening. But now, we're past, not really past it, but we've gone through the rough side of everything, right? But now the music's fucking whack. Like, there's no thought in it. There's no patience in it. It's like fast food, yo. It's like, give me a whack combo and a large fry and a drink and I'm on my way. Everything is so fast. Everything is just like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? No one's enjoying the home cooking of music anymore. No one's sitting down and having like an ear full of positive music or a helping of bars or or seconds of good music. It's all just fast and just one in, one out, one in, one out. It's really crazy. And I kind of understand why a lot of the old cats get upset. But at the same time, you also have to remember that you have to kind of go with the times as well. And you got to move how everybody else moves, but you can still move in your own way. I don't think we should hate the youth. I don't think the youth should hate old people. I think everybody should just fucking listen to everybody, or at least give each other a chance. You know what I mean? I don't know. But like I said, I'm gonna keep it short. I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon or evening or morning or whenever you listen to this. Thanks for checking me out. Fuzz Jax. Go to Fuzz Jax on Instagram, Fuzz Jax on Facebook, Fuzz Jax also on Facebook, Fuzz Jax on Twitter. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And we out.